Hello, welcome again back to the next edition of Kingdom Marriage. I know it's been a while, but I just thought let me catch up on the word. It's been an interesting time as usual, but I believe that there's so much that's taking place right now, and the Lord is fulfilling a lot of promises. He is just a lot of things are taking place right now. A lot of things are happening. People are coming together, and yeah, definitely a lot of things are taking place, and we thank God for that. Yeah, so we'll just get into it really quickly. Just hear what the Lord has for us in this edition. We'll be going back into the purpose of kingdom marriage. The purpose of kingdom marriage. So we started the series Kingdom Marriage, and I had delved into a little bit about the purpose, talking about the covenant of marriage and how the covenant is so important. And you will probably hear about the covenant throughout this part of the series, because the covenant is the foundation. It is the foundation of kingdom marriage. Our covenant with God is very, very important. You know, our love comes first from Him, and then filters down to us, and then we learn to love, and we learn to love Him, and we learn to love each other. So it's all coming down to covenant. But I'll just continue on this purpose of kingdom marriage, and I want to really look more into the believers' marriages and giftings. So I had said the last time that we will be looking at the kingdom marriage and how the giftings help in keeping the marriage intact, as well as the benefits and advantages of having those giftings in kingdom marriages. So to start this off, really, we'll be looking at what this looks like, what we are talking about when we say giftings in kingdom marriages. But I don't want to just only focus on the spiritual giftings, which a lot of people obviously by now know about. But I want to also look at the talents and other natural abilities that we have to be able to do something and be good at it, really. Those natural talents that we're given by God. Now, we all know obviously the 9 gifts of the Spirit. We're looking at that in the part 4 series, and it's intertwined with this series. So I wanted to look first of all at our natural abilities, which is the talents, and then our spiritual giftings, and how this is intertwined. It's very special, to be honest. But let's look into it. Yeah. Obviously, when it comes to spiritual gifts in kingdom marriage, they're not just good for the kingdom couple, but they are a benefit and advantage to those who are around them. They are an advantage, especially over the enemy and his cohorts. So just like having gifts that are given to like a newlywed couple, they get gifts to start off their new life and together, and it gives them sort of like an upper hand, like an advantage, like a stepping stone, really, to help them start off their marriage in a bit of a lighter place, or in a bit of an advantage. So others are given gifts, maybe like cars. Some people are given, like a honeymoon gift, to travel somewhere, and others are given sort of like an investment fund, or others are given sort of like a startup business, or I don't know. There's a lot of things that people give as gifts, even especially for parents, those who do give gifts to their children when they get married. They do have certain things that they give away. Sometimes it can be a heirloom. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but a heirloom meaning special item that has been kept in the family and has gone down the generations. Could be jewelry, like jewelry that has been kept, like pearls and all those things, and they can pass that down to their children as an investment or as an assurance. So if they ever have, or if they ever encounter any problems, sometimes they can even probably sell the item and then get something in return. Obviously, usually these are special gifts, and obviously they do hold a special place in the hearts of the family members, and so it wouldn't easily be given away or sold very quickly unless the person doesn't have an attachment to it at all, and or doesn't see value in it in that way. But anyway, having gifts as a newlywed helps the couple to be able to start at an advantage. Same thing goes with spiritual giftings. Spiritual giftings, when they are given and you discover them and operating in them before the marriage, it makes things so much more easier. Not that it becomes easy, but it becomes easier to deal with all the things that do come with not just marriage, but also kingdom marriage. I just had to start with that. So the first thing I wanted to really talk about, as I said, was about talents. We hear in the Bible about, the parable of the talents, where there were 3 servants that were given talents by their master, and their master was going away somewhere far, probably on business, and he entrusted them with these talents to say, you can use these talents, you can invest, and when I return, we'll see what you have pretty much done with it. So now, obviously, they were not given the same amount of talents, probably depending on how much the master trusted them. He gave them talents accordingly. So one was given probably 5, I believe. The other was given 2, and the other was given 1. The other 2, they did investments and they managed to get double what they had. But the last one, to hide his talent and to bury it. And when he buried it, he literally just left it there until the master came back. When the master came back, he was asking them, what have you done with the talents? The other 2 told the master, we have doubled, we have invested, and we got double. And the last one says, I buried basically my talent because I know how much of a hard man you are. You want to reap where you have not sown. What can I say? You can't get anything from me. Despite, being given the talent by the master, but the master was obviously disappointed by him, and he took the talent from this man and gave it to the others. So what I'm really trying to bring focus on is that, in marriage also, talents are not meant to be buried. They are meant to be discovered. Usually, the talents are meant to be discovered beforehand. But there are times where, we are not exposed to as many things when we're growing up. And because of that, we don't tap into our talents, and we do not discover our talents until we've grown. And in many cases that's what happens if you're not exposed to many things. The idea of you discovering, or can I say, the chances of you discovering your talent is going to be a little bit more slimmer unless you are someone who is already, what can I say, adventurous. You're already adventurous, you're very curious, and you want to discover everything. That tends to open you up to a whole new world, and you get to discover a lot of things about yourself that you probably did not know. But if you are in an enclosed or a sheltered life where it's just the same routine and the same things and not exposed to new things, you can tend to be sheltered, and you cower into this box, and the chances, as I said, are slim because you're not going out there, you're not exactly spreading your wings, you're not trying new things, you're not risking anything, you're just going through the same things over and over. So, and yes, some of us were like that, very sheltered, didn't discover a lot of things until much later on. Though there are some that obviously were shown as we were growing up, just didn't realize what they were. Yes, it is a time of discovery. We need to be discovering each other. It's like opening a gift. You want to know the other person. You want to know what they're about. And discovering, their talents is also something you'd be, interested in, just and just in awe of, to say, oh wow, they can do this, they can also do that. Oh, I didn't know that. It basically keeps things alive. Before I say I continue on, I think I have to establish what I'm saying here, because what I'm not saying is you're meant to start discovering the fundamentals of your kingdom spouse when you're in the marriage. That's not what I'm saying. The important, valuable things that you know, your values and morals, those things that are important are supposed to be at the forefront even before marriage. So that those things are supposed to be discovered and spoken about and established basically before marriage. By the time you get into the marriage, all you're doing is discovering those little nuances, the things that makes them them. You discover small things about them, like maybe they enjoy their cup of tea in the morning, or cappuccino, or they are actually maybe a good dancer. Maybe you never really danced, but I mean, there's a little extra things that are on top. I mean, yes, you already know some things about them, but you're discovering more and more about them. That's really pretty much what it's about. You're meant to help the other to shine, help them to shine and glorify God through those natural talents. You see, like I was talking to you about the parable of the talents. They are not meant to be buried, they are meant to shine. Burying them is actually detrimental, not just to the marriage, but to even the spouse. Because one thing I've learned is even those natural talents can help to refresh a person. Some people take it as therapeutic. Some people take it as something that helps them to focus, or it's like a breather for them, So taking that time out to do what comes naturally for them, or taking the time to do what they're good at, sometimes can help to refresh them and help them to refocus. In other words, it's sort of like it feeds into them, and you want to make sure that you are doing everything you can to replenish your partner in order to pour into them. And if something else can pour into them, then by all means encourage it. That would benefit not just you, but also the marriage itself, and it will benefit also other people. So you need to allow for that discovery to be made, and for them to really take the time to really get into it, so that they can be refreshed and rejuvenated and feel alive. It brings things to life, just having that kind of individuality. Another thing I was going to say is the natural talents. They do not just benefit you and the marriage, they also are good for the glorification of God. Remember, everything has to be for the glory of God. Allowing your kingdom spouse to be free in discovering their talents. It helps to showcase basically the glory of God. It helps as well to even bring profit. One of the things I've noticed is the things that come naturally to somebody are the things that they would take more time to invest in. They'll take more time to. It's done basically out of love. It's done out of love. Everything, every detail, it's done out of love, and it can be seen. This has taken time for somebody who's got the eye. They can see that, look, this was done in great detail. This was done out of love. Like, this is out of passion. Passion. That's the word I was looking for. It's been done out of passion. Something that's been done without any passion can sometimes be lifeless and dull. But something done with passion, it comes to life. It has this life-giving force about it. It might look simple sometimes. It can be a very simple thing. But just because it was done with so much passion, there can be such a life force behind it. So we are called to help the other discover and excavate. So excavation, digging up, and help to develop that talent. So when they need somebody maybe to help them prop up things, or to display things, or to try out things, guess who is going to be that assistant? You are. And you need to make space for that. It might seem silly for you maybe, but for your partner, as long as it is something that they're passionate about and they love, you will not look down upon it. Definitely you won't look down upon it. You would be happy for them, and you would encourage them to say, look, whatever it is that you want to do, I'm here, I'm on board, as long as it glorifies God, as long as it's not damaging anyone's reputation, damaging anything. Please encourage your partner. It helps them, and it helps as well to bring confidence to them. It brings confidence. It's a reward because you get to receive joy. So when someone's passionate and they're able to express their passion for something, you will see that joy. You don't even need to try. You just can see that joy in them. And it helps you because you get to see your partner being joyous. That joy will also influence you to partake of that joy, and you also get rewards. Sometimes even profit out of that. You never know. Other people might enjoy also what your partner's doing and feel like they need to invest in it. So I would say it's a win-win. You benefit, the family benefits because your partner is being poured into, and you become wealthy in that manner. Even if it doesn't bring profit, as long as it's bringing joy. That's something that cannot be bought. It's bringing joy and it's bringing peace. You can't be joyous and not have peace. That's not possible. Joy and peace go hand in hand. The idea of strife in that situation is very limited. You can't put strife and joy together. Peace can easily reign basically there.